I was born in northern New York, but my family moved to Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, in the early 50s. In those days was kind of the end of the movie-going habit in America, except for my mom, and she took me to the movies all the time. Science fiction and horror, but mostly science fiction.
Yes, it came from outer space to fill the world with terror, to bring you unforgettable suspense.
I have to tell you that it's movies in general that I was attracted to, and that's because I was in Kentucky. My family was a fish out of water. We're talking about the Jim Crow South in the 50s, where there were still separate entrances for whites and blacks, separate drinking fountains, separate schools. There's a whole lot of racism going on back then. My parents were both from northern New York, which had a whole different vibe up there. We were Yankees, old school Plymouth Rock type Yankees. So this whole world of Bowling Green was a mystery to me. I felt very alienated from the culture.
I am leaving soon, and you will forgive me if I speak bluntly. The threat of aggression by any group, anywhere, can no longer be tolerated.
So I think I found my escape from this world in movies.
The decision rests with you.
And whenever film I went in, I allowed myself to be transported wherever it was. That's not to say it was just westerns and science fiction and horror. I mean, I saw everything.
That was a good one.
And that's where I fell in love with movies. All kinds of movies.
It's even better when you help.
I went to this great film school at USC. It was an incredible experience to be immersed in films. And I learned things that I would never have picked up on my own. I studied Hawks, Howard Hawks, to see how he made films. He expressed his characters through dialogue and gesture.
Anybody got a match?
And props and exchanges of cigarettes.
Got a light?
That people told you about themselves through how they behaved. Well, I wanted to make westerns, I really did, but they died out. They were over. And exploitation films was, in those days, the easiest way to break in.
Oh, Jesus, come on.
I did Assault on Precinct 13, which was kind of a Western idea. But a horror film came along. Halloween came along. I just wanted to make movies. That was my deepest love. I just wanted to direct. That was my fantasy as a kid.
Show.
It's all in the reflexes.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
We can find him and shove a stake right up his ass.
Any questions?
I love watching all this stuff.
Put your hand down.
I'm susceptible to a well-made movie. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be a horror film, it can be a drama, a love story. I mean, I'll weep and cry along with everybody else in a good movie. I'll scream if it's right. You know, it's all in the art of it, how it's done.